There are a lot of weird and wacky conspiracy theories out there, but one of the strangest areas of speculation surrounds the mysterious Pine Gap facility in Australia. And one of the stranger aspects of Pine Gap lore is the so-called 1973 president theory. Before we dive into the details, it should be noted that there doesn't appear to be any official or confirmed theory with that exact name from high-level sources. That being said, the general ideas often referred to by that name do seem to circulate online and in certain circles. So here is a breakdown of what people often mean when they mention the 1973 president theory. So first, let's set the stage. The year is 1973 and Richard Nixon is the U.S. president. The Vietnam War is ongoing and the Cold War is in full swing. By this point, the U.S. had declassified the existence of Pine Gap, but details about its operations remained secret. This lack of transparency fueled speculation and conspiracy theories. The main tenets of the 1973 president theory can be broken down into three main points. First, Pine Gap is a black site for secret technologies. The theory suggests that in the early 1970s, Pine Gap was at the center of developing and testing experimental technologies, possibly including electromagnetic weapons, advanced propulsion systems, or even extraterrestrial technology acquired through secret means. Second, presidential involvement or awareness. It has claimed that President Nixon was personally briefed on these highly classified and potentially groundbreaking technologies being developed at Pine Gap. Some versions of the story even suggest that Nixon played an active role in the development or deployment of these technologies. Finally, the unexplained shutdown of Pine Gap in 1973. There is a claim that Pine Gap ceased operations or was effectively sealed off in 1973 due to a containment breach or other incident involving these experimental technologies. Proponents of this theory often cite Nixon's erratic behavior and the Watergate scandals, evidence of his exposure to classified information that the public wasn't supposed to know. They argue that Nixon's paranoia and subsequent actions were not solely due to political pressure, but also because he was burdened with knowledge of highly classified and potentially game-changing technologies. Furthermore, some theorists connect Pine Gap, Nixon and Majestic 12, a purported secret committee of scientists, military leaders, and government officials that was allegedly formed in 1947 to investigate alien technology. According to these theories, Pine Gap was one of several facilities where recovered alien technology was tested and developed, and Nixon's interest in UFOs and his alleged attempts to declassify UFO documents further support this connection in the minds of believers. It should be noted that none of these claims have been verified and many lack concrete evidence. However, the theories persist and continue to capture the imagination of those interested in the paranormal, conspiracy theories, and unexplained phenomena. Here's why the 1973 president theory persists and continues to be talked about today. People have always been fascinated by conspiracy theories and the idea of hidden knowledge or secrets being used against them. The secrecy surrounding Pine Gap and other black sites fuels this fascination and leads people to try and fill in the gaps with their own theories. Additionally, the Watergate scandal and Nixon's subsequent resignation have become a touchstone for conspiracy theorists who see it as evidence of a deep state or other hidden forces at work in the government. The idea that Nixon was exposed to classified information about secret technologies being developed at Pine Gap adds another layer to this narrative. Finally, the ongoing debate over UFOs and government cover-ups also plays a role. The alleged connections between Pine Gap, Majestic 12, and extraterrestrial technology tap into this debate and offer an explanation for why the government might be so interested in covering up UFOs. Whether or not the 1973 president theory has any validity, it makes for an interesting exploration of the intersection between government, secrecy, Cold War paranoia, and the enduring fascination with the unknown. If you're interested in learning more about Pine Gap or other alleged UFO cover-up conspiracies, we've got plenty more videos on this topic and more. Thanks for watching.